mission sort of stuff as well. When the book asks you what is the net of, and then they'll give you a shape, a three-dimensional shape like this. What they are asking you to do is to draw, think about it like this. You've got a box, that rectangle there. They want you to draw what shape that piece of cardboard would be if it was completely disassembled as one piece. In other words, when it gets sent to the manufacturer, it doesn't look like a box. Somebody shapes it into a box, but it comes out cut so that when you fold all the pieces together, it is a box. And there's a whole bunch of different ways you can do this. This particular one, I'm sure the dear Amazon people probably order these boxes. They get shipped to Amazon. Well, they might come put together like this, but this is probably not your most logical way that you would draw it, but it would look like this. Realistically, this is one of the ways that you could have the net of the box. In other words, here is the front side. Let's just do that. Here's that rectangle here, and then with that rectangle here, you have these two, a flap on top and a flap on the bottom. That would be these two flaps, big rectangle, those two flaps. Then you've got this side over here, which would be another rectangle but smaller, and it also has two little flaps. And then you've got the back side that you can't see, which is identical to this rectangle, and it also has two flaps. And then you've got this other side over here, which is that same rectangle here, and it's two flaps. This is what the book, or what we call a net of it. We flattened it out and made it look. Now, this isn't the most logical one, okay? The most logical one, if you were doing a rectangle, probably looks more like this. Here's my rectangular prism. Probably looks like this, where you have the front, which is this right here, front, and you've got the right side, which is this piece right here. Okay, you've got this top, which would be about the same size as the front, and you've got a bottom, which would look like this. Okay, and then you've got, and it doesn't matter, you could put this on that side or on this side. You've got a left side, and then you've got the back side over that you can't see. This is probably a more typical net of a shoebox or whatever. If you folded this back down, okay, you would end up with a rectangle as well. But that's not the only way you could draw it. How else could you do it? What else could you do? You know, I could put the back on this side over here instead of that side. I actually could put the back right here, could I not? This could be the back right here if I remove it from over here, because that just wraps around the thing there. What would the net of a cylinder look like? Here's my cylinder. If I asked you to draw the net of a cylinder, a can, whatever it would be, this shape right here, what would it look like? Josh, what do you think?
Maybe just like a flat.
It would be a, first of all, the label of a can, if you cut this and took it off, it would be a rectangle. That would be this thing. If you cut it off and unfold it, it would be a rectangle. And then what's on the sides of it? It's just two circles. A circle and a circle. Actually, the circles would be probably a lot smaller, because this would have to be long enough to wrap around. This would be the circumference of the circle, so it would have to be a lot bigger than that. That's basically what it would look like. Or maybe a, what else do we got here? You know, a toothpaste box. You know, where you've got your little Colgate box or Crest, whatever you like. If you're drawing that as a net, again, you could do it pretty much any way you want. Let's start making with this small rectangle here. This small rectangle is that there. Then I could make the top another long rectangle coming off it like this. There's my top. I could make the bottom another long rectangle coming off the side like this. And then I could have what? This would be this side right here. This over here would be the other side. And then what am I missing? What part am I missing? Yeah, this, the other small rectangle that would make it into that thing there. Not the only way you could do it, no, but it is one way to do it. And then how about this? What if I said, here is a net of something. If you folded this net, if you folded this, what shape, what is that, what is the shape that that would fold into? That's the net of a, Alec Palmer. Right. It would be if you had a triangle, and then all the sides would be this long. You got that triangle on the back side. You got three sides that would fold around. It's a triangular prism. What do you suppose the net of a cone is? What would be the net of a cone if you were making a cone? Sam Poppin?
It would be like a big triangle flat out, and then there'd be a little circle by the flat part, like.
Well, actually, this I believe is a little curved, and then there would be a
Circle.
circle on the bottom of it. I think it's curved, isn't it? Actually, it's a lot bigger than I made it there. Again, this would have to be, the length of this right here would have to be this whole circumference of this circle, because that's what wraps around it. So, what do we know about the circumference of a circle compared to its diameter? It's pi times it, which is how many times bigger? How much wider should this be than this diameter? 3 times bigger. So in reality, when I do it out, it probably looks more like this. This has to be 3 times the diameter of the circle like that to make that cone. I think that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be it for today. I know that makes you happy because